that we are going to win, that we will be successful. You know, they say that you can't fight City Hall. There was a saying that we used to say on the south side of Chicago, growing up on the south side, you can't fight City Hall. But of course, that's wrong. You can fight City Hall. You'll just lose and live a miserable life. But you can indeed fight City Hall. I'm living proof. But no, actually, I'm kind of happy, and I'll tell you why. Because I believe that people have to do find their meaning and purpose in life, and live it every single day, and that's what I do. So I'm very happy, thankful, full of love and enthusiasm, and I'm happy that you're here, G-Law. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
You know, a new research shows that 80% of teenage boys are using condoms. Where did this statistic come from? Why is this on the screen? Oh, wait a second. The findings are based on a survey of 1,000 Chicago public school teachers. Oh no. Man, that's horrible. Yeah. The Chicago public schools. You know, I mean, how depraved, how despicable, how disgusting. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, you really have to ask yourself, as a lifelong resident of the city of Chicago, somebody who was raised to believe that Chicago is the greatest city in the history of the world. I've always said that. I've always said that to anybody who would listen. But now Rahm occupied Chicago, the Rahm menace, the evil Rahm menace that obviously we're hoping to get rid of with the referendum.
Right.
And we're going to have that referendum on the website.
Yeah.
Facebook, Twitter. Where can people find out about the referendum?
They can go to citizenkelly.com. They can go to williamjkelly.org. And they can also go to Facebook at Citizen Kelly Report and at Twitter at Citizen Kelly.
And we're going to have the mayoral summit. We're going to have all of the all the candidates for mayor, all 239 of them. and we are going to divide the number of signatures that we still need to get the term limits referendum on the ballot for this November to prevent Rahm from getting reelected.
That's right.
So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that that is on the ballot. We're going to make sure that we have another little trick here. It's Machiavellian, okay?
Sure.
And that is we will see which of these mayoral candidates actually turn in their signatures to prevent Rahm from running for a third term. Because if they don't turn in those signatures, you know what that means? That they're working for Rahm. And once again, I can see where some people might say, wait a second, you know, that's conspiracy talk. You know, why would somebody run for mayor of the city of Chicago if they're secretly working for Rahm? Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, that's what they do. That's how the insiders, the elites, the machine, okay? Yeah. That's how they get reelected, is they put a stalking horse candidate in the race to siphon votes away from the true challenger, the true reformer. Do you see what I'm saying?
That's right.
And so you can always tell who that stalking horse is, because that stalking horse, they call it a stalking horse.
That's right.
Okay? And well, you can always tell who the stalking horse is, because instead of attacking the incumbent, in this case Rahm, they attack the other challengers. So they try to drive down the positives of the true reformers, the true challengers, and they try to get the incumbent, in this case Rahm Emanuel, reelected.
Right.
The fact of the matter is, there's, in my opinion, Rahm should never have even been elected mayor. Right. Because he did not fulfill the residency requirement.
That's right.
And that's why I challenged his petitions for mayor when he first ran. And I did, when I was on WIND, right? And of course I got knocked, not only just to show how corrupt the city of Chicago is, they actually not only voted to put Rahm on the ballot, despite the fact that he did not fulfill the residency requirement, they also threw me off the air at WIND. Do you see what I'm saying?
I do. Indeed.
And that's why we moved. That's why I made the executive decision to move WCGO, the station, the entire station, lock, stock, and barrel, to the city of Evanston. Because Rahm, if WCGO was still in the city of Chicago, Rahm would just shut it down.
Right.
Because that's the kind of guy he is.
That's the Chicago way. That's
the Chicago way.
Yeah.
So I moved WCGO to Evanston, right outside of the city limits. Exactly right. In neutral Evanston, Illinois. That's why they call it the Switzerland of the Midwest. So Rahm, he has no power here. He has no power here.
Right.
So that's why we can lead the resistance from WCGO. Okay. But one day I will return to Citizen Kelly Tower in downtown Chicago. Okay. But in the meantime, we will lead the resistance. I feel like Charles de Gaulle. Do you know who Charles de Gaulle was? During World War II. Well, it's funny that you would say that, during World War II, he was a French general, but he wasn't in France. He was in England, and he was doing a radio show. I'm not making this up.
Okay.
Okay. So he was doing his radio show in England, and then after the war, because he was in England the whole time, nobody in France knew who the hell he was. So when they did the big parade down the Champs-Élysées.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Charles de Gaulle, he led the parade, and all the Parisians were like, who the hell is this guy? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so apparently he wasn't on a very good radio station.
No, apparently not.
Yeah. But you know what? These days, it all comes down to the social media anyway.
That's right.
The Facebook, the Instagram, the Twitter.
Yeah.
So I have a question. We need to get Pat Quinn's referendum on the ballot.
Yeah.
This is the most important job that we have.
Yeah.
This is why we were put on planet Earth, okay?
Okay.
So I need you, G-Law, to make sure that this referendum is out there. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here?
I do.
So how can people find Pat Quinn's term limits referendum?
They can go to williamjkelly.org. They can also go to Citizen Kelly, and we'll put it on all your social media at Citizen Kelly Report on Facebook and on Twitter at Citizen Kelly.
And I'm really looking forward to the petition parties.
Yeah.
We're going to have people coming in with their petitions. We're just going to notarize them on the spot. Pat Quinn is going to bind them up, because that's the other thing. That's how the machine gets you. That if you don't bind it properly, if you don't number your pages, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how the Chicago Board of Election Fraud gets you, right?
Yep.
So we are going to make sure that this is going to be Pat Quinn's crowning achievement. Okay, so hundreds upon hundreds of years from now, when the Chinese robots are talking about American history, Pat Quinn is going to be like the Socrates of Chicago. Okay. You know what I mean?
I do.
Because they call Pat Quinn a gadfly. Well, as you well know, who the original gadfly was.
Yeah.
Socrates.
Yeah.
So these corrupt elitists, these evil, corrupt elitists who try to embarrass Pat Quinn by calling him a gadfly, what they don't realize is that they're paying him the highest compliment. They're paying him the highest compliment that they could possibly pay anybody. They're comparing him to Socrates. Do you understand? And the weird thing about it is that Pat Quinn actually has to go back like 5 centuries in order to find a true colleague.
Well, you and him have something in common.
So anyway, I'm very excited. I'm very, very happy and thankful that Pat Quinn was on the show today. And we are going to uphold our end of the bargain. I have the opportunity now to be like a modern day Wally Phillips. I told Pat Quinn, I said, look, just like Wally Phillips, who was very kind to me, by the way, and when I began my radio career, believe it or not, I was starting my radio career at Star 105.5, the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today. There's Madonna. I'm William Kelly. Coming up, we got Sugar Ray. Right now, it's Lionel Richie walking on the ceiling, right?
Yeah.
Well, guess who was at that radio station with me?
Who?
Wally Phillips.
I did not know that.
How about that?
Yeah.
So Wally Phillips was very, very kind to me, and I was very, very, it didn't surprise me one bit to find out that Pat Quinn's previous petition success came with the help of none other than Wally Phillips.
Wow.
Wally Phillips had Pat Quinn on his show 12 times
Wow.
to promote,
That referendum.
I think his original referendum. Well, he told the story. What am I talking about? So now we have this phenomenal opportunity to be part of that history.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm truly thankful. I'm truly glad. I'm happy. I'm thankful. I'm full of love and enthusiasm, as I always say, but never more so than today, because we have this great, glorious quest to restore honor, to restore integrity. Okay, and it's very interesting too that there's this left-right convergence. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's ever going to be on a bumper sticker, but it's a left-right convergence. Because of the fact that these insiders, the elitists, the corrupt establishment has done such a has really done has been exposed with this especially with this Chicago public school abuse scandal. Horrific.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that what's actually happened now is that you have people who traditionally have been on the left, right? For lack of whatever new or improved terminology. And you have people who traditionally have been on the right who actually have more in common than they have with these elites. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very, very happy that I lived to see this day. And once again, how can people get the petition? How can we? And we're gonna pump this out every single day. So we will endlessly be linking to new websites and new petition parties. We want people to be involved, as Pat Quinn always said: everybody in, nobody out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how can you say it any better than that?
Right.
I mean, especially today, we want everybody in, nobody out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So at least for now, how can people access this petition?
Yeah, they can go to williamjkelly.org. They can also go to citizenkelly.com, and they can go to your Facebook and Twitter page, Facebook at Citizen Kelly Report and Twitter at Citizen Kelly.
Outstanding. Well, I remember when I was, I guess, a young college Republican, right? Mm-hmm. I would go to these debate forums, mm-hmm. and Pat Quinn would walk in. All of these people, you had all of the insiders, the elites, right? Mm-hmm. And then Pat Quinn would just walk in with like a legal folder under his arm, and he'd pull out some petition, and he would just talk. And I thought to myself, you know what? This is definitely somebody who's sincere. And I'll tell you what, I'll take somebody who's sincere. If I can, at this point in history, I will take somebody who I know is honest over all of these elites, right? And Rahm Emanuel, his big argument was that he had all of these big connections. He had all of this great experience. Well, how has that served the people of Illinois?
Or Chicago,
or Chicago,
yeah.
And the CPS scandal is a perfect example of this.
Yeah.
Rahm can't say, "Oh, I didn't know. I'm just a good-natured person. I'm not really somebody who's hands-on." No, his whole brand is that he's hands-on. He's the one who appointed Janice Jackson. He's the one who appointed the board, right? And he can't say that he didn't know about this. So we're going to go out there, we're going to tell people the truth, all right? And we're going to make sure that they know that we're here to stand up to restore the honor and the integrity of the city of Chicago, the city that I was raised to believe was the greatest city in the history of the world. And I'm just very, very proud and honored to be a small part of helping Pat Quinn get this petition on the ballot. Wouldn't that be great?
It would be.
I could die a happy man. I would consider that to be my crowning achievement if I can play even a small role in making this happen. And we will be back tomorrow night with more Citizen Kelly. And yes, we will expose Rahm and we will propose Pat Quinn's referendum until it's done. So help me God, amen.